They did it. They didn't screw up. That's pretty good. Previous years we could have screwed that up, but we didn't. That's it's nice for a change. You know, there's always worse things. Like blowing a 21-point lead, which again, we almost did. We definitely let the foot off the gas a little. But the good thing is that we did not constantly have 3 and outs. Instead, we took 5 minutes to punt the ball, which is, you know, better. Is definitely the reason why we're actually winning games is because the clock just suddenly dies, and even then, the game still takes 3 hours and 15 minutes or more, whatever. The game starts 15 minutes late because of a damn basketball game. They run ads during the game so that we miss 5 minutes of actual time. Just barely see the first touchdown, and yeah, that was terrible. Fuck you, Fox. But hello, welcome to another home game for Nebraska. Wait, what do you mean that was in the Rose Bowl? I could barely tell. we definitely we definitely packed that. Not really packed it, but we definitely there is definitely a correlation with all 3 games that we played on the road, and it's that all 3 teams don't have much of a home atmosphere, and we just raided. You can't even escape us in Maryland. You sure as shit couldn't escape us in California. California, yeah. Finally beat one of the Cal teams. Took 4 tries, but we have finally beaten a Cal team. And this time we did it as the underdogs, because Rayola wasn't out there, which is understandable. I mean, you never really know what you're getting with a Latif. But today, he did pretty well. He did pretty well for the basic standard running quarterback. He didn't actually run all too much, which, I mean, they kind of had him contained a little, but at the same time, I would have liked a little more running from him. But if he doesn't want to do it, fine. I guess that's okay. But it's not like he really passed the ball much either. 13 for 15, 205, 3 touchdowns. It's like, it's obvious that he's definitely not better than, Rayola, but he's not bad for a backup, that's for sure. He can come in, do his own offense. It makes me even more infuriated that we did not have an offensive game plan for this man, last week when we could have, beaten a ranked team. But no, we decided to force him into a hole, and that was definitely coaching. But the coaching finally learned and was able to actually utilize a game plan, and it was, somewhat familiar, but it was also more polished than that familiar thing. Yes, I'm talking about the Martinez quarterback era, but whatever. Emma Johnson, once again, becoming the offense of Nebraska. 128 carries, 129 yards, 1 touchdown. And then, the thing that he's kind of lacked all year, I mean, he's had, a little under 200 yards receiving, which, I mean, I feel like, if you want him to be a true back, you would want him to get a little more than that, but, who cares? But today he had 3 catches, 103 yards, and 2 touchdowns. A lot of, long passes, of course. That was, pretty helpful. Good blocking downfield. Thank goodness the wide receivers know that you're not catching the ball much, and you're just going to have to block. So thank you, Key, Barney, and Hunter for just, learning that and moving on. Special teams did as much as it did. It didn't pick up on, did pick up on that one fake, but, whatever. But now let's harp on the thing that made this game close in the first place. No, it wasn't the offense stalling out because they at least got 4 or 5 minutes off the clock. It was the defense. Butler, I know you're pretty good. You're pretty decent at what you are doing. I get entirely what you are trying to do, and it's working decent. I mean, I wouldn't say it really is the number 2 passing defense in the country, or even top 10, but it's still pretty decent. However, when you are playing a running quarterback, and said running quarterback gets over double what the actual running back is like getting, there has to be a lot of answers. Especially when that one running back, for the most part, had one of his carries was basically his whole game plan was one carry. And that's it. But really, like you shut him down enough, but better than Maryland, but not maybe not Maryland, because that's when he threw interceptions, but a little bit better than when he played Penn State, but better than Michigan State, and better than other ones, but Maryland, I guess Maryland, whatever, I don't know, but at the same time, it's just he didn't make a mistake, and that's exactly what UCLA needed. He was basically the offense for the most part. During that last bit, and we just could not contain him because a 3-3-5 defense is very much weak against the running attack. And while the 3-3-5 defense worked last year, because we had absolute shit wreckers as our 3 defensive linemen that still could get to the quarterback and still, manhandled the shit out of every single running back that came their way. We don't have that anymore. We got skinny dudes at fucking defensive tackle. You cannot have that as a part of the 3-3-5. We're missing McCullough. I think that's how you pronounce number 15's last name. McCullough. We're missing him, and yet you don't change the game plan because of that. The whole reason why it was even barely holding together by a little thin shred was because of him. Now he's gone, and then you lose some other guys during the game, and oh my goodness, they can just run the ball with the quarterback. It was just I just didn't like the plan that we had, and I hope Butler is able to change his scheme or something like that, recruit for a different way to play, because unless we regenerate the gods that we had last year, our defense is going to be exposed to high hell next year. Because you just cannot, for the life of me, have so many painful drives today, which all of them took 10,000 years, which is fine in the end because it wasted a crap ton of clock. But it was so painful because they couldn't do the basic thing of stopping them on a running. You had so many 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. You couldn't stop them for the life of you. I don't understand that. It's not that. I don't think it's that difficult. And the thing is, it's not even from just passing the ball. It's fucking running the ball and getting that many yards. Are you fucking serious? Then even on the 3rd downs that you do stop them, you don't stop them enough so that they fucking it gets so close, and then they're just able to easily convert it on 4th down. That one time in which the ball was not supposed to be snapped at that time, that saved your ass so much. Because if that didn't happen, the entire game could have been different. UCLA could have taken advantage because of that. But no. In the end, we won. And you know what? That's fine. You held them to 21. And on the drives they did score, it wasn't quick. Even if, the entire UCLA fan base was basically begging them to fucking move the ball, and they weren't. Move the ball faster, at least. They were moving the ball, but just not. Just they're not really going that fast, but still moving it. And, similar numbers in the yardage, but in the end, all that matters is the almighty win. And even then, we still can't get any favorable. Okay, all right. I made it this far without having to mention the rep. Okay. Holding was only called once this entire game, and it was on us on a kickoff return. I don't even remember who the fuck it was, but it didn't matter. Really? Really? Was the only holding call in that one play? Because I can assure you that there was a lot more holding, specifically from the UCLA line. And I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to block downfield. We got away with one of those. We definitely got away with one of those before the pass. I'm sure you can't block downfield before that pass is yeeted. I'm just trying to get a clear head on what the rules are, because I swear to God the rules are different. And I don't understand. I do not understand. Why are the rules so different? Why are the rules so different for certain people, for certain teams? Why does it seem like it's so damn hard to get a hold? Like, does rule need to practice how to sell holds? Because it's clear that we're not getting any. Are the best teams literally just deciding, you know what, we're going to spend an entire practice selling holds? Because I can guarantee you, they don't spend whole practices on that. They only spend, a little bit of it. But is this really... Did they really get a hold-free game? I doubt it. I doubt it. Obviously, it affected the results a lot. Especially, when they're running the ball. No, it's fine. And you know what? The only detrimental penalty was the flipping the ball to him and the couple of false starts that ended drives. Even though they were false starting way more. But that's more of a league-wide, like NCAA and NFL issue than just this specific group. So I won't really harp them on that until it's an actual point of emphasis. That's the thing that really needs to be a point of emphasis. Like, if you're going to go after fucking, taunting and still not call certain taunting penalties, why is the point of emphasis never on false starts? You should be training these idiots. Instead of paying them part-time, you should be training these idiots to fucking just stare at a thing and then, tell them if they actually called false start right or not. If they called it, if they missed the call, if they, called something that wasn't a false start. Is there really no training for this? Sure as shit there should. There should, for the NCAA Division I Power 4 Conference, Big Ten. Alright? And this also goes for the NFL. Alright? It's a league and it's an NCAA, it's an NFL problem. False starts are not being called when they should be. And these linemen are taking full advantage of that and are definitely getting off half a second early. It's only when they don't snap the ball when they fucking call it. Right? You see one of your guys jump, instantly snap the ball. And that's how you get the play off. They won't call it because they don't see it. Their eyes are too slow or something. Or at least incorporate technology into this shit. I get incorporating technology, robots and shit, but is a bit, do we really want to be that nitpicky about it? And I get not doing it for holding calls because it's very subjective. He basically called on every play, which, whatever. But, false starts, I feel like that's something that a robot can deal with. At least, have a measured, movement. Obviously, if some dude is fucking sneezing, it shouldn't be called that. But, back spasms, that happened. Apparently, one of the UCLA players was having back spasms. That Hopefully he's okay. That probably sucks. That definitely sucks. Ugh, thinking about that just makes my back scrunch up a little. But I just feel like false starts need a little bit of handy, and it goes for my team too. We definitely do get away with some false starts. You know what does help with false starts? Home field advantage. Hey, to be fair, it's more like the yelling was for both sides, but it definitely was a little stronger when the UCLA offense was out there. Just a little, so much that I could hear from the broadcast. Also, I feel like the broadcasters were on drugs. I don't know. They just didn't feel like they were hinged too much. But to be fair, I would be delirious if I had to go from the East Coast to the West Coast and commentate this game when it ends at like midnight East Coast. Yeah, not so fun, isn't it? But I'm gonna end that for now. Hopefully this audio quality is fine. If it isn't, I'm going to be sad because I accidentally pressed the stop record button. I forgot I had that, and I placed my fucking hand. I did it to myself. But this recording is much better. I will say this one is better. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go eat some ice cream. Celebration, I guess. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh god, I forgot there's a game in under 12 hours. I hate these late games sometimes. Alright, see you later. See you later today, I guess. Goodbye.